The impulsive dog attack of the Wayfarers also proved to be the shadow planes in the betting house. For the many versions of this, we can look at Mars and its home sign of domicile in the birth chart as being all the qualities that Mars is. Because when Mars is in its home sign, it can really express its qualities most effectively. Well, it most familiarly, I want to say. Let's say Mars is in Cancer, then it's going to be very different. The same goes for Mars in Libra or Mars in Taurus. So we really need to look at this placement in context with the rest of the chart to gain a very, very solid understanding of the operation quality of this placement. But cookbook astrology, like in this video, I'm going to be discussing what Mars in the sign of Aries means as opposed to Mars in any of the other zodiac signs. Mars rules Aries. Aries is Mars's home sign. And so the very first thing that we have to note about Mars and Aries individuals, if you have this placement in your birth chart, is you are very passionate. You come off as being very boisterous, very enthusiastic about life, very powerful. You can be very, very powerful. You can also be very assertive because Aries is a very assertive sign. So you can assert yourself and stand up for yourself and speak your truth for what you need and want and desire in your life very effectively. You can make bold steps. You can take bold steps and bold actions toward your goals. That's what this placement is about. It's about boldly stepping into what you portray as what is valuable to you. Now, Aries is a sign that is always up for a challenge, and you approach obstacles with courage and positivity and optimism, really wanting to make it the best that it can be when it comes to what you're trying to muster over. Now, you can take charge with being impulsive while taking charge. So that is a super interesting quality that we need to consider when it comes to really being your impulsive self. You take charge, you take the reins, and you're very impulsive while doing so. You possess an impulsive kind of quality that you're just willing to act on your instincts and do things without thinking them through, which can be your caveat. And it can backfire on you. Um, it depends upon the situation and context. Now, you are someone who is very assertive. You are not afraid to assert your independence, be who you truly are, be independent, be sovereign. You're not afraid to speak your mind. You're not afraid to say exactly what's on your mind, exactly what you're thinking, exactly what you want to say, what you're experiencing. Now, um, as much as you can go on your own path in life and be an independent initiator and a determined achiever in your life, it is so important to balance that out with receptivity, a feminine empathy, compassion, very feminine qualities, listening to others, opening up to what others have to say and the help that they have to give, um, and the energy that they put out is something that you may need to be receptive to at certain points in your life and your life journey. So never forget the importance of that. Yeah, you can also be with this placement, you can be incredibly self-motivated, self-driven. You take the initiative, you start things without being told, you start things without others telling you to do it. You just get it started and get it off the ground. Aries is a sign that is, um, it's very decisive. You're not spending a lot of time weighing the pros and cons of, what decision you need to make. You're very decisive. This is what I want, this is what I need, and this is the direction that I'm gonna go. You're very, very decisive. You also possess traits of courage. You're very courageous. You take the initiative. You're very determined when it comes to achieving your goals. Um, you're very assertive and direct in your communication. Also, you possess courageous and unwavering energy. Now, you're somebody who wants to take charge of your life, who wants to really lead your life, and lead, being very straightforward with your approach, and you're very bold also. You're always about pushing the envelope, pushing boundaries, and you have a hunger for new experiences. You want to push those boundaries and have new things going on in your life. Now, you're not the most patient. You want things immediately. You want things as soon as possible. You want instant gratification. You're not the most patient to wait that some things take time and results will take time. That may be an understanding that will take you a long time to learn, but it may be a bitter pill to swallow for a lot of you who have this placement or other strong areas placements in your birth chart, is this desire to have it right here, right now. I want what I want when I want it kind of thing. So, you're very self-confident. You may have a lot of drive, a lot of ambition, wanting to initiate and start things. You're very confident, you're very driven, you're very action-oriented. Aries is about taking action. And so you're all about that energy and movement. You're very assertive and you can be rather competitive in your approach. You have a strong fighting spirit and you won't back down from anything or anyone. You're not afraid to put up a fight. You're not afraid to fight to the bitter end. And we're not afraid to duel out whatever fight needs to be dueled out and to fight for what you need, fight for what you want. You're very passionate. You're very fiery. You like to take the initiative. You know what you want and how to get it. Um, now, um, it's very important that you consider what are your long-term goals. As much as the short-term can be really exciting and adrenaline boosting, dopamine kicking, those long-term goals need to be taken in consideration. You can find effective ways to doing things, being open to the advice and suggestions of others is always very important. You may assert yourself with bravery and confidence and a competitive spirit. You may have a very independent nature to you. You may be highly self focused and independent in your approach. You have a drive for action and accomplishment. You want to motivate others to join you in getting things done. You want others to be on your side. And you know how to convince people. You know how to lead individuals to cause being, put into consideration, putting out there in the world, candidly speaking. You're very active and dynamic when it comes to your nature, that you really are about physical activity, running, whatever the physical activity is, you're all into that. I mean, you can be very impatient, you're very aggressive, you may have a quick temper. You have a very, very strong need to be in control. You want to channel your assertiveness and competitive nature. You want to uplift and inspire those around you. You want to really consider that for your life. When you start new projects, adventures with enthusiasm and confidence, you're not afraid to take the first step to make you a great leader. You're not afraid. You embrace leadership roles. You're all about leadership roles. That's your thing. That's your forte. And so you face challenges head on. That's how you approach and face challenges. Balance drive with patience and consideration for others. You may have ambition to achieve your goals with determination. You want to create a legacy and significant impact. which is very, very important to consider in your life. You're very focused and resilient. You are extremely passionate. You embrace, it's very important with this placement to embrace your assertiveness, be your assertive self, empower yourself to embrace your assertiveness and go after your goals. You want to tap into your warrior nature. You may have strong sex drive that's fueled by powerful emotions, breaking free of limitations and choosing your own path. You're all about breaking free. And I wonder if that's going to be the oracle card for you coming up in just a second. So others in your life may be really attracted to your intensity, to your confidence, to your straightforward communication style. You may be seen as combative, and your sexual appetite is super duper strong. So with that being said, let me pull an oracle card from the Gateway Oracle Cards by Denise Lynn. I have used the heck out of this deck. I have gotten to know it so well since I have received it, and it is one of my go-to Oracle decks, especially if I'm looking for permission to do something, or the green light to say, yes, you can do this. Liberating yourself, following your bliss, that kind of thing. I especially turn to this deck when I'm wanting um, that, if I can get this card out. Oh, well, it's a really, really good thing that I replaced the deck, because it just didn't right there. So let me turn the Mardo over and let me shuffle the cards and see what the universe has to say. So my question is, what does someone with Mars and Aries need to know for their high school? Let me see what the cards have to say. And the card that I chose for you is really good because you're all about action and manifestation. The card is manifesting dreams. My dreams are coming true. So this card really is about taking a dream, taking an idea, and making it real, making it manifested in your life. That's what this card really is about when it comes to life in the genial general. This card could be about the fall, about when things are ready to be harvested, when things are ready to be um, just picked off the vine. And so now you're really enjoying all the hard work that you have done, and you're really enjoying the fruits of your labor. Things are coming up for harvest because your dreams are getting manifested. You're going after your dreams, and so the results from that are so sweet. And this is about really enjoying those results. So, really enjoying the bounty of what you have created, actually doing it and taking action and creating it. But then once you're done, enjoying those results. Because areas can be very much about, oh, I've done this, but on to the next thing, on to the next thing. This is saying, do the thing and enjoy the results from that. Take some time to just enjoy, be present with, thoroughly experience those results. So that's what this card is saying. It's kind of twofold. It's kind of two in one messages, both about manifesting the dream and enjoying the result from that manifestation. But that is your message from Spirit, from the Gateway Oracle. And that is all that I have for you in this video. I would really appreciate it if you utilize the features under the video, such as the subscribe button, like button, the notification bell. When you click that like button, it boosts it into the algorithm so that more individuals can find this content. That is greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy and attention. And I will see you for the next video coming up in couple of days or whenever I get around to filming it. Until then, bye for now.